Hi guys and welcome to Fandom Newbie. My name is Shruti and today I'm going to be talking about why I never liked self-help books. Now, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I love reading fiction and I don't like it when some people say that reading fiction books is useless or the only kind of book that you should be reading is one that actually gives you knowledge, and generally people think that those books are self-help books. So today I'm going to be talking about why I don't think that is the case, and I'm going to be dividing this video into different chapters. So firstly, I'm going to talk about why self-help books actually sell, like what makes them bestsellers. Secondly, I'm going to talk about why I think fiction books are actually better than self-help books. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about the other types of books that you should read that can help in gaining knowledge on certain topics. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how you should read these books to gain the most out of them. So yeah, we have quite a lot to talk about. Let's just get started. Why do self-help books sell? Now, in my opinion, the only reason why these books sell is because humans, like people, are inherently very lazy and they want quick fix solutions to their problems. If you look at the topics of these self-help books, the things that they talk about are things that human beings want very, very easy solutions to. They are either about getting rich quickly, or about losing weight, or about productivity, or about running a business. All of these things take time. What these self-help books do is that they give you this cookie cutter approach of saying that if you do these things, you can attain your goals quickly, you can attain them in a smarter fashion. But the thing is that it's very easy to read these self-help books and buy into that sort of dream or buy into that notion that all of these things are very, very easily attainable. But that's not the case, because most people read self-help books but never put anything into action. And secondly, I feel like the information that is in these self-help books is so surface level that even if you did put it into action, you won't be able to attain your goals in the time that they tell you you'll be able to attain your goals. The reason why these books sell is because they feed off of the insecurities that we have, the insecurities that we're not good looking enough, the insecurities that we are not rich enough, the insecurities that we are not productive enough. These books feed off of those insecurities, and that is why people go and buy them, because they just want very, very easy, fast solutions to problems or goals that take a very, very long time to achieve. Coming to my second point of why I think fiction books are much better than self-help books. In fiction books, you are introduced to a number of characters. These characters lie on different parts of what I like to call the morality spectrum. So through fictional stories, you are introduced to heroes, you are introduced to villains, you are introduced to anti-heroes, you are introduced to morally grey characters, and through the perspectives of these different characters, we understand their viewpoint on a bunch of topics like societal issues, politics, religion, love, relationships. And so we gain multiple perspectives on multiple issues. Now, along with that, we also, through all of this, somewhere get kind of like the moral of the story, so the author's point of view. And so when you're reading fiction, you can assimilate all of these different perspectives and then form your own perspective of what you think is right and what you think is wrong. And in this way, I feel that fiction books allow you to develop critical thought. And that is one of the most important things when you're reading a book, is that you're critically analyzing what you are reading so that you come up with your own voice and your own perspective. Where fiction books are more open-ended and help develop critical thought, self-help books, on the other hand, I feel are a more one-way street. I believe that there is no room for critical thought when you are reading a self-help book, because the author has already established themselves on a pedestal saying that what they are saying is right and all you have to do is follow me. How do you know that what they're saying is right or wrong? Recently, there was a story of a very popular author of a finance book going into millions of dollars of debt. And so it really begs the question that do these authors of self-help books really know what they're talking about? Or are they just putting together this like very surface level solutions and selling you a dream so that they make money, not for your benefit? The second thing that I think fiction books really do well is develop your language comprehension skills. Now, there was a YouTuber whose video I watched, I can't remember her name, but I'll put the video on screen, where she speaks about what reading fiction books does to your brain, like how it like activates different sections of your brain. And it was a really interesting video, and in that she talks about how reading fiction books also helps with language comprehension and vocabulary. And that makes complete sense because fiction books are generally more descriptive. So when it comes to describing different worlds, when it comes to describing different characters, different emotions, fiction books are the ones that will put in more figures of speech. They will put in more expressions. They will put in a lot of descriptive words. And that helps with developing language comprehension and can also help with improving your vocabulary for the language that you are learning. I think it's well established that for matters of like societal issues, love, friendships, relationships, and maybe a little bit of politics, it's good to read fictional books and gain the perspectives of the characters that the author writes. But what about matters of business or productivity or history or even politics and religion? What about these subjects? How do you gain knowledge on these topics without reading self-help books? The answer to that question, in my opinion, is that even within these topics, I feel that you should read books that make you think. It's about reading books of successful people within those realms who are talking about their journey. In reading about someone's journey or in reading about someone's perspective on a historical event, for example, you don't get a cookie cutter approach of what actually happened in history or what you should do to run a business. You get to learn that person's perspective. And again, it's up to you to decide what you think is right and what you think is wrong. And so it is not a one-way street. It's more open-ended and it gets you to think. And lastly, coming to my fourth point, which is how should you read these books? It is very obvious that when an author is writing a book, the author's perspective spills into that book. It's very difficult to write an unbiased piece of fiction, non-fiction, or anything. The author's perspective will seep into that work. And so I think when you are trying to develop your own perspective, it is very, very important to read different sources, especially when it comes to topics like history or politics or business, for example. It's very important to read multiple sources. I feel that you should read books by people who have similar views to you. You should read books to people who have opposing views and ideologies as you. And then you should also read books from people who are very far removed from your sense of whatever your ideologies are. It's very important to read a wide variety of views because then you understand different perspectives of people coming from different points of views and like their own thoughts so that you can learn what your perspective is. You can make a more informed decision of what you think is right or wrong. Reading multiple sources, reading multiple books on that one topic will give you the knowledge that you need to attain whatever it is that you want to attain. And in my opinion, that is a much better way to go about gaining knowledge from books rather than one cookie cutter approach from a self-help book that might not even work for you. And so if I have to summarize this video in one line, I think the best books to read are the ones that get you to think, the ones that get you to develop your own voice, your own opinion, your own perspective, and not just follow the perspective of one author or one person. No, it's about reading multiple perspectives and it's about you developing your own voice. And yeah, that was my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big fat thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know what your thoughts are about this topic. And of course, do subscribe to my channel for more book related videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.